guys, it's Estella here. So as you guys might know, I am a rising junior in high school, and that means that I need to take the PSAT in October so that it counts towards the National Merit Scholarship. And I have already taken the PSAT 2 times. I took it my freshman and sophomore year of high school, and I don't really remember my score for freshman year, but for sophomore year I got a 1410, and I don't really think that's like an amazing score or anything. But yeah, so I will just give you guys today some tips on how I have been preparing for the PSAT and how I prepared for it my freshman and sophomore year of high school, and how I'm preparing right now for my junior year PSAT. So yeah, I hope that you guys find this video helpful and useful. And yeah, so leave a big thumbs up if you find this helpful and you want to see more videos like this. And don't forget to subscribe because I will be posting 3 videos a week or more. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and let's get into it. Okay, so first of all, why should you take the PSAT in 9th and 10th grade when it only counts in 11th grade? Well, taking the PSAT in your freshman and sophomore years of high school are really helpful because they give you basically a sense of what the test is like, and also give you experience so that when you go into your junior year, you already know what the actual test is like, how long it takes, what the questions are like, things like that. And it's also a really good way to gauge what are your best and worst areas and what areas you should focus on. And the College Board actually analyzes what questions you missed and what areas are your best and what areas are your worst, so that way the following year you can focus on those areas and focus on improving those parts of the test instead of just studying everything. So I remember that both years my guidance counselor gave me an official practice test to the PSAT, so you should definitely do that if you get one from your guidance counselor. I think there's also a full practice test on Khan Academy. It's probably the same one, so you should definitely do that because it's really similar usually to the actual PSAT exam that you're going to take. So it's definitely great to use that resource and go over your questions that you missed and things like that. You should also definitely go over, if you have already done the PSAT a previous year, you should definitely go over your mistakes and go over the test again and see what you got right, what you got wrong, things like that. So as you guys know, it's the new PSAT. Last year in October 2015 was the first new PSAT. Honestly, I didn't really feel there was that big of a difference between the new PSAT and the old PSAT. They were pretty similar personally to me when it comes to actual difficulty of the questions. The format is definitely different, but the actual questions are not really like that different. So I used several different prep books when I was preparing for my freshman year PSAT, and then my sophomore year PSAT. I used different prep books because it was for the new PSAT, but it was basically the same thing. So I remember when I was preparing for the PSAT in my freshman year of high school, I really used this book. It's 500 PSAT practice questions from the Princeton Review, and I did the entire book. I did all the practice questions and the practice tests and things like that, and I found it really helpful. And they probably will have one for the new PSAT. I haven't really checked yet, but you should definitely check out this book. I also used this book, this Barron's PSAT book. I didn't do like any of the vocabulary, and I didn't actually go through the book. All I did were the practice questions in the book. Honestly, the main way that I prepared for the PSAT was just doing practice questions and vocab. That was basically it. I didn't really like study for it like in the specific areas in the book. But yeah, I did all of the practice tests in here, and I also used this book a bit. I did the 2 practice tests they had in here. So those were the books that I used my freshman year of high school. And for my sophomore year, honestly, I didn't study for the PSAT really at all. I probably spent maybe like, I did probably a couple of practice tests, and that was really it. But I still did practice, and the practice books that I used were the new PSAT Kaplan book. It has all these little things in there. I actually did study, like I did go through their tips and tricks and things like that, which I actually found pretty helpful, so you should definitely do that. And as you can see, I went through their practice questions and things like that, so I did do that. And I also did skim through this Barron's new PSAT book, and it's basically just strategies and practice, so I went through it and I did some of the practice questions and things like that. So those were the 2 books that I used the past year. And I'm actually planning to buy a few more prep books for the PSAT like this week, because I've gone through again these 2 books and I feel like I need a little more practice, so I'm gonna do that. I also definitely recommend using Khan Academy because they usually have really good analyses of the questions and things like that. And they also have practice tests there too, so I definitely recommend doing that. And when it comes to SAT vocabulary, I use this app. It's this app by Noji, and you have to buy it for money, but I honestly totally recommend this because I used it a lot and I really, really recommend it. I think it's an amazing app, honestly, for the SAT vocab. And yeah, so it has like lots of different vocabulary, like 400 words, 300 words, 50 words, lots of different vocabulary sets. And when you go in, you can learn and remember different vocabulary, and it'll actually say the words out loud. And you can also quiz yourself, and you can see which words you know the best, which ones you don't know, things like that. And I just honestly find it to be really, really helpful, and I definitely recommend this app because that's the only thing that I really used for SAT vocab or PSAT vocab. So yeah, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video and that you found it helpful. And if you did, please leave a big thumbs up so that I know, and don't forget to subscribe. And yeah, so I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and bye guys, I'll see you later.